All right. This is communion here. This is a symbol from Seraph Enoch, which means what you're looking at is the average person trying to make deadlines right now. So the way I'm acting right now is literally how everybody is acting for communion. Testing, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that works. I had to run to the grocery store. I had to run because I'm possessed by transmorphic ailments, angel sicknesses. So nothing I do is representative of me, myself. This is actually all representative of you. So when you see me panting and fat and stupid, that's you guys. And this language I'm using is actually very ghoul. Ghouls tend to not hold back on who they're telling is stupid. Got 2 minutes. It is 13:58 Eastern Standard Time at the moment. One minute. I will begin in 1 minute. In the meantime, I will restate what I am. I am a symbol generated by Seraph Enoch. This is actually my Seraph Enoch angel organ, turning me into a symbol. Probably the actual Seraph Enoch as well. All right, it's time. So, you'll have to excuse the unholiness of this communion. This is a very, very prophetic communion, which means that I am panting because of the status of you guys. I become forgetful and possessed, and I have to literally run to the grocery store, and it's a beach town over here, so there's a lot of it's like 90 degrees outside. It's pretty hot. I'm gonna wear this hoodie. I'm gonna wear the hoodie for all your sake. Yeah. We are beginning communion for the purpose of establishing a Sabbath. And this is a very simple communion because we are all so distant apart, and this will be the first time we've done something like this. So the goal is to be able to do the same thing all at the same time without being out of breath and covered in sweat. That's the goal. So as we do this, the Lord is watching, and he is also going to be rewriting our circumstances to fit each other. I will probably be exempt from those circumstances, kind of like how I was exempt from meeting the original time that I told everybody I would meet them at. So, very slapped together Enochian Sabbath. But this is probably the Sabbath of the country. I don't think America sleeps on Saturdays. So, I think we should just begin. I have one of these right here, and I have one of these. It's grape juice and a little soft taco. And what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be breaking this into pieces that symbolize my priorities and the inclusions of those priorities. So I might have to put this down because this is my microphone. So you might not hear me so well, but we'll see what we can do. Let's see. I need to divide this into all right, we're just doing a really basic communion. This is going to be in orc and out orc. So if you don't know what an orc is, too bad. I guess we'll figure it out next time. This represents the Word of God for the pieces that each of these pieces represents. I'm folding this in half because this piece this is my right hand. You might not be able to tell because of the camera. And this is my left hand. And the right hand represents, let's see, for whatever reason, my visualizer tells me that the right hand represents the throne of God and the left hand represents archangels. So, being an archangel, this represents out orc and this represents in orc. Me, not me. And let's see, this piece, I can divide this into other pieces. Not me. I will not be eating this because this is not me. So I will lay this down. And this piece represents me. And in me, we have Thios. We have Megathron Proto. We have Terracore. And unaccounted force. Okay. So I'm going to divide this into 4 pieces here. I am dividing this into 4 pieces. I got 4 pieces right here. This represents Megathron. Actually, Megathron. Yeah, Megathron Proto, Terracore, Unaccounted for. Before I tell you what these pieces represent, I'm going to open our wine here. It's actually grape juice, but I think somewhere in history, grape juice used to be referred to as wine. It's the same stuff, essentially. They just call it old wine, I think. So, or excuse me, old grape juice was just called old wine, and grape juice used to be called wine. I think that's how it used to be. I think some of the pastors might be better at history than me. Not too concerned. So, this piece represents. I'll try to do it like Presbyterians would. So there's going to be like a cup, and they wipe the cup, and there's a wafer, there's bread or a wafer or something, and they dip it in the cup or eat it. As long as this touches that and gets to the same place, I need to tell you guys what the wine represents, because the church usually says that this represents the blood of Christ. This represents all of the relevant members and social circles. This represents could make it represent the blood of God, which means the blood of everybody helping, or this could represent how much sacrifice goes into each of these pieces. Word of God. I think there's a biblical symbol for what wine means. Sin. Sinners. Grapes. We'll go ahead and say that this represents all change, all labor required. This represents all labor required to make communion holy. So, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to dip this into here. I got a little bit there. That was for Megathron. This piece here. Dip it like that. This represents Megathron Proto. This represents TerraCore. In other words, all of you guys who are watching, literally, and essentially this planet, and also where I currently live, which is something that God needs to know. So, this fourth piece represents all of the unaccounted for people. Now, this piece here, which I did not eat. One moment. This sip represents all of the unaccounted for labor that everything under my umbra must endure. Now this piece, what I would actually do is light this on fire to represent God. I have my free hand here now that I've finished eating. I'm not going to eat this. What I would do actually is I would burn this because this represents God and everything he has to do. So I can divide this and make God's job a little more specific, and it will matter. Different seraphim will take note of the pieces. So out orc represents four. I'm gonna go ahead and do 4 basic pieces here. And I have a trash can. Excuse me. I have a trash bag. I'm gonna put these in the trash bag. Or I'm gonna go flush them down the toilet. And the reason I'm gonna flush them down the toilet is because it's not a trash bag. I don't have fire. I don't have fire, so we're gonna be using a toilet. It just needs to be something other than in this room. Something way over there somewhere that has nothing to do with me. All right, this piece represents Christ. This piece represents seraphim. This piece represents out orc unaccounted for. And this piece represents actually saline of Thyatira. And I'm going to dip this into here. There we go. I covered this in grape juice. This is for God. These 4 pieces are for God. And that's pretty much all we have here. All of this unaccounted for labor. This is interesting. I suppose we'll say this represents the blood of Christ. Should I drink all of this? I don't know. I'm going to not drink it because I don't know. So That's it. That's how that works. That gets sacrificed and sent to God. And that's communion for today. I will meet you next week. And everything hopefully will either become even more difficult to do because Mephisto tends to do that. That's what Satan tends to do. Or everything will become easier. I think George Washington is watching. Have a good day.